Hi, I'm McLachlan from the University of Melbourne, and I'm down here at the Queenscliff Music Festival showing people my musical instruments and talking about music, how it's perceived and how it's produced, or new ways of doing it. So these are metallophones, and they have specially shaped keys. So I describe how these key shapes have been designed using physics to produce a timbre, a sound that's like the human voice or a string instrument. So it produces pitch and harmony that Western people are used to hearing. And so there's the keyed instruments, there's the bells, and there's gongs, and they all have harmonic overtones, and they're all completely new. This has never been done before. So I designed the world's first bells, the Federation bells, harmonic bells, and in the 10 years since that, I've been trying to work out how to make these instruments cheaply. And that's actually been a really big engineering challenge, because when you're working with sheet metal, you can't vary the wall thickness. And also the obvious thing we tried to do was just press the shapes out, using a metal press. But when you stretch metal in a die and you release it, it springs back a little bit. That spring back puts tension into the form, and tension is just like pulling a guitar string. So all the tunings went out of tune, and so when we tried to do standard metal forming, none of it worked. So that's why all these instruments have these angular shapes, because they're made by folding without any stressing. And then with the dimples, I actually use residual stress to tune the gong. This is the world's first harmonic gong. So in Indonesia, pitched gongs have been used for thousands of years, but the gongs didn't have the overtones that are in a harmonic series, like a string instrument. So for Westerners, they have a very strange sound. Until you actually play with them for a while, you can't hear pitch. So what we've done is we've found a way by putting dimples in the surface of a plate, we can tune the overtones, and we tune different overtones by putting the dimples in different places. So I'll play these ones. So they actually produce chords as we'd expect, and pitch as we would expect for a Western ear. Right now we're building a robot to tune the gongs. Because we're using sheet metal that's just off the cold rolled sheet metal, every batch is different. So just in the metal batches alone, we're still going to have to tune every gong differently. So we'll have an adaptive system where it basically puts the dimples in, lifts the gong up, hits it, calculates the spectrum, and then decides how much further it's got to go.